Oh, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the introduction, Farida, and excited to also learn, a lot during this conversation. Again, my name is Jeph Acheampong, founder of Blossom Academy. But before I share, what we do at Blossom and my story, I think it's important to paint a very short parable that I always abide by. So it goes by there are these three bricklayers, okay, laying bricks. And a man walks up to them and asks them, what are you doing? And the first one said, I'm laying bricks. The second one said, I'm building a church. And the third one said, I am building the house of God. The first one, right, has a job. The second one has a career. And the third one has a calling, right? And I share this story to paint the fact that the work I've chosen to pursue at Blossom Academy aligns more with a calling to empower African youth to use their skill sets and talents to tap into global opportunities and blossom. I hope everyone here would also work towards fulfilling their greater calling. I would like to share my screen really quickly to walk you through our journey at Blossom Academy. Let's see. Okay, perfect. Great. I hope you see my screen. Great. So Blossom Academy, essentially, we were launched because we realized a couple things. Number one, businesses globally and also across the African continent are generating data on a daily basis. However, there's a lack of skilled human capital within the global workforce and across Africa capable of extracting actionable insights from that data. So we thought, why not, identify talent, train them, and then connect them to job opportunities. The vision of Blossom Academy is to create 1 million data science and software professionals by the year 2030. So Blossom essentially started, or the premise of Blossom came in 2015 when, as a student at NYU, I raised some funding to come to Ghana to teach orphans life skills through entrepreneurship. And during my time here, I connected with one of my very old friends, Peter. Peter was by far the smartest student in our grade. Every year, Peter was coming first. I was trying to beat Peter, but I always come second. So it didn't make sense why Peter, who is so intelligent, also happened to be displaced from the workforce after skipping several grades. So this inspired me to think about how I can identify more people like Peter, add value to them, and then connect them to economic opportunity. And thankfully, we were able to get the support of committed partners like Expo Live, the International Labor Organization, Microsoft for Africa, to reach more people and train them. So although we came across the idea in 2015, we actually decided to execute in 2018 with just 6 people. And through these 6 people, we provided them with robust learning methodologies and the data science, and we were able to secure placement for 5 out of them. The 6th person actually secured a master's in data science abroad on a full scholarship. So essentially, the journey didn't make sense till 2020. Funny enough, when the pandemic outbreak happened, because we came to understand that what we were doing was more so aligned with the future of work. So I'll give an example. One of our graduates, Gifty, who went through our program in 2015, was unable to secure employment right away. But we actually engaged her in different modules, connected her to internship programs. Fast forward, in 2019, she retook our program again and secured a job at the World Food Program. Because the World Food Program felt like, hey, with this outbreak that's happening, we need more data analysts to make sense of data to really help us to be ahead of the curve. I'd like to highlight another graduate as well called Arnold. Arnold is based in Cameroon. When Arnold went through our program in 2019, Arnold was unable to secure employment right away because of the limited job opportunities that existed in his vicinity. But what I love about Arnold is that he put his fate into his own hands. He went on Upwork. He decided to build a profile, and he started applying for different job opportunities. And this opened Arnold to a world of getting what we call gig economy jobs. And Arnold is now able to make a living, right, just from working on Upwork, which I think that is really helping define the narrative of what the future of work is supposed to be like. Now, when launching Blossom Academy, right, we started with a simple premise of find talent and connect them to work. But as we launched and as we executed, realized that there were so many things that we didn't think about before launching. Number one is, for example, companies may want to hire data scientists from the African continent, but the main barrier is the fact that there's a gap when it comes to soft skills. So we thought, okay, now that we've gotten that data, why don't we go back to the drawing board and also include soft skills into our curriculum? So we have this saying internally that the hard skills will get you into the door, but the soft skills will keep you in there. And something that we continue to emphasize for all our graduates and students at Blossom Academy. Now, I'll like to share a very brief story that I've shared a few times in the past. So as we were evolving and growing the business, we thought, hey, why not actually figure out a way to be more sustainable? So we provided corporate training opportunities to companies in Ghana who are looking to become more data-driven. So touching upon things like advanced Excel, business intelligence using Tableau, data management, all different courses under the data science landscape. And I remember very explicitly that I went to one meeting with my business developer, and the person we met had shared with us that, oh, I'm glad you guys came, loved your presentation, but two other companies also brought a proposal here. And I thought, wow, this is interesting because we essentially help pioneer the whole data science landscape when it comes to Accra in Ghana. So he even shared with us the names of the companies that came. And we went back to the office, went online, and realized that these companies were actually founded by our alumni as well. And usually someone would be upset, but I thought it was really beautiful to see that we are creating this community of young talents who are actually putting their feet into their own hands to create businesses and employ other aspiring data scientists. So it really helped me understand that when it comes to launching a business on the African continent, it's imperative, right, to focus on market innovations. You can say, hey, I just want to start a business, but you have to think through how do you create a business or how do you launch something that isn't very apparent, right, in the midst of your community, and how can it propel people, right, to have the resource and tools to be able to do the same or do something differently and in turn employ more people. So that's one thing that I really want to emphasize on. I think that it was very kind of timely that the lights at our office went off during this presentation. And I just want to highlight the fact that when you're building a business on the African continent, you need to be really committed, right? You know, for example, I didn't anticipate for the lights to go off today, but thankfully, because I've been exposed to different gadgets, I'm always make sure I'm prepared. But you know, if you ever have the aspiration to say, hey, I want to pack my bags and move here, or hey, I want to figure out how I can invest here, understand that there's so many challenges from different cultural differences, from how people think, from how people work. And you need to be able to be ready to deal with that. I worked on Wall Street in Accra, but and listening to my customers and taking their feedback very seriously, it helped us continue to grow, right? And now we're not just training people in Ghana, but you're also training people in Kenya, in Nigeria, and also Cameroon. So very grateful to be here and happy to take any questions later on as we continue the conversation.